As I promised a while back, during the summer, it's time for another quarterly update. This will be the first of the regular quarterly ones, and it won't be as long as the 100 subscribers video that I did back in August. But I did want to take time to give everybody a quick update on how I'm doing and how the channel's doing from my perspective, where I'm at with the current projects, what's coming up, things that I'm working on. On the health front, I think, I'm not 100% sure because I've only been off antibiotics for a few days. The toothache issue I was having had ended up being on antibiotics for a little bit over about half a month. I think it's back to normal. Not 100% sure, but all of that is looking good. Now, as far as the channel goes, over the last month, there's been a significant decrease in traffic. That's not a complaint, that's just an observation. Unusual for this time of year, but from what I can tell, the main reason seems to be that I'm not doing Creeper World 3 anymore. And of course, I had to move on from that to do the rest of the series, but there isn't as much Creeper World 3 material out there as there is for Particle Fleet. Particle Fleet generally not considered to be as good of a game. So if those of you who are fans of Creeper World 3, just sort of hang on with me, because we are going to be getting back to it, as I mentioned before. The current slate of Project Course, we do have Particle Fleet, as I mentioned, the fourth game in the Creeper World series. And that is about halfway through the story right now, quite a bit left on that. I'm going to estimate, I don't know for sure, but I'm going to estimate that's going to run through about the end of the year. Maybe December, maybe January, and then we'll move into the sort of Creeper World extras idea. One day a week until we get to Creeper World 4, which there's been no significant updates as far as estimating when it's going to be done. Developers still putting out one video a month to, show progress. The last one that I saw was about a mission editor, and the sense of things I have is we're still late alpha-ish stage, not quite ready for beta yet, probably end of next year. Just as a guess, I don't know, but that's coming, but it's not coming right away. And very similar story when it comes to AI War. One more expansion to go. We're nearing the end, I think, of the game on the second to last expansion. Vengeance of the Machine, and then Destroyer of Worlds is the last expansion. Based on how that's going, those of you who have been fans of it, I appreciate you. I don't think I'm going to push AI War any further than going through the expansions, because there seems to be a devoted following to it, but a very small, and it's getting the least traffic of the three series I currently have out there. So I don't really, at this point, see the motivation to continue it beyond that. So that should be done by the end of the year, and I'll be placing that with a new project, which is what you're seeing in the background right now. That's Ground Control. I mentioned that before. I just got a few early, non-spoilerish type of shots of the game. Interested in doing that series, and it took a lot of finagling to figure out how to work it out technically, but get more into that when the time comes. Expecting that to arrive probably sometime in December. And then I'll continue with AI War in the future, but I just want to have that be, I think that's one that I'm just going to come back to every once in a while, do one new run that's got some sort of particular theme to it, maybe something that's particularly difficult or particularly unique or whatever. I mean, if people have ideas, feel free and throw those out. Now, as far as AI War 2 is concerned, the last I saw, they were just at the very end of 0.8, about to hit 0.9 on that. And then once it does officially get into 0.9, and it looks like the 0.9 bug fixes have pretty much wrapped themselves up, that's going to happen pretty soon. I'm going to be starting to play that a bit. I have the game, but I have not so much as it installed it yet. But I want to be ready on it and know what I'm doing so that when it gets to 1.0, which again is probably going to be sometime based on the development pace so far, and we're probably looking mid to late next year again. And of course, since it'll be a new title, probably not as many runs as I've done on AI War, won't have all the expansions, but we'll at least do, a couple familiarizing ones to get into it and then maybe throw some harder options at it. We'll see how it goes. I've heard good things about it, but I just want to sort of wait until it actually hits that full release. And the third one is Motorsport Manager, which has been pretty steady. We're in upper level of the Endurance series now, hoping to finish that up in the current season, but we're at the beginning of that season, so it's hard to tell whether that's going to happen. We've already done the GT series and the challenges. We're going to be shifting in as soon as we conquer Endurance. We'll be shifting into the largest series, the single-seaters or open-wheel racing, and the 3 tiers there. I think that's going to run several more months to complete that. I think we're going to end up somewhere around the middle of next year, so it'd be really just conjecture to try to, figure out exactly when that's going to be. Could be spring, could be summer, could be fall. Moving forward, and the last few years have been quite successful after the startup in the career mode was a little bit slow. So that's been fun. So as we look forward into sort of the holiday season, especially getting into December when we wrap up AI War and we'll be getting close to the end on Particle Fleet, when I go into the Creeper World Extras, which is going to have generally custom missions or bonus content type of stuff from all of the Creeper World, all 4 of the games, Creeper World 1, Creeper World 2, Creeper World 3, and Particle Fleet, and I plan on making that happen on a 1-day-a-week sort of basis, and then there will be another project yet to be fully decided on. I have been continuing to work on audio stuff. I've noticed that my videos tend to be a little bit louder than a lot of other channels, so I've been working on backing that off just a little bit, making it a little bit closer to sort of the YouTube standard, as it were. But aside from that, just continuing to tweak little things with the setup. I think it's close to where I want it to be, being roughly the best that I can do with what I currently have. And I think that should pretty much take care of where things are at the moment. So again, I continue to cover any suggestions, ideas. Tell me what you like, what you don't like. These update videos are a great place to do that, and just let me know what's important to you and what's not. And I'm just going to say that it makes a difference. I mean, those of you who have spoken up, most of you have been fans of AI War, and it's because you have spoken up that I'm going to keep that in the long-term rotation. Otherwise, basically walking away from it in a couple months here and probably wouldn't necessarily be going into AI War 2, but people have said they wanted that, and those of you who are fans of it are just sort of that you're keeping it around. So your voice is being heard, and I'm listening to you. And any other ideas along that vein would definitely be most encouraged, because I can't give you what you want if you don't tell me what that is. Next update will be coming at the beginning of next year, sometime around mid-January. Until then, hope you have a great holiday season and that you enjoy what I'm putting out there. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you down the road.